Hi, I'm Jessica. Welcome to my channel. I have a little message for you guys today. And it's going to start off by me telling you guys about this really strange occurrence that happened yesterday. I live in a small community in rural Georgia. And yesterday morning, I woke up and walked out on my back porch. And I was planning to go water my plants and do some things, let the dogs out. And I noticed that there was a gentleman on a boat in my backyard. I have a lake in my backyard. And there was a gentleman that I didn't recognize back there. And on this big inner tube, floating life jacket, something I had not seen before. I had not seen him before, actually, which was very odd. Like I said, I live in a small community and I usually recognize the guys that are out there fishing. But this gentleman was out there, and so I decided, I had on my pajamas, so I would just come back in the house and go do some other things, make my coffee. And so I went inside and I can see the lake from my kitchen window. And when I was at the sink, I noticed that there were a lot of waves in the water. And so I immediately sensed that there was danger, something was going on. So I ran outside, and sure enough, that man had fallen out of his boat and was struggling, and there was no one out there to help him. So I just took off running down to the lake, and the gentleman was panicking, and I could tell that he couldn't breathe very well because that inner tube vest had gone up to his face. It was around his neck. And so I yelled at him. I asked him if he was okay, and he just was struggling. He couldn't turn one way or another. And so I decided, if I were to jump in the water right now, I would probably drown because he would take me down. So I got my wits about me and I just said, "Sir, can you calm down a little bit?" I was like, "Calm down." And are you okay? And he said yes. And he was struggling, but he said yes. And so I was like, okay, we'll just try to remain calm. I was like, can you, just hold on the boat and kick your legs. Kick your legs. If you can get over to me, I can help you. If you can just try to hold on to the boat and swim to me. Kick your legs. Bring the boat over here. He was in one of those little John boats, a green fishing boat. And he was a big guy, a really big guy. And so I was trying to think, like, what do I do? I wasn't going to call 911. I knew I could probably handle this on my own if I needed to. But I was thinking about, like, could I get a stick? I need an inner tube. Could I throw something to him? And so he calmed down and he started kicking his legs. And he was still struggling. But he obviously didn't know how to swim. Okay, the guy obviously did not know how to swim. And so that was part of the problem. But yeah, I ran up to when I saw he was kind of stabilized and was holding on to the boat, I ran to my son's playhouse and I grabbed an inner tube out of it that was blown up. Thank goodness it had air in it. And I ran down and I had that in case I needed to throw it to him, right? And listen, if this had been a child, I would have jumped in immediately and I would have saved this kid. But this was a grown man and he was like 3 times my size. So there comes a point where you have to be like, okay, we have to make a decision here. Is this man capable of saving himself? And if he is, and it doesn't seem like he's in total danger, like he's going to drown right this minute, let's try to get him over to the shore somehow without me getting myself involved too much. Okay. Well, the guy eventually made it over to the shore eventually after a lot of kicking and going around in circles and circles and circles, and it was just a mess. It was a total mess, but he was fine. And yeah, I cracked a couple of jokes that I probably shouldn't have, and trying to keep the mood light while he was trying to make his way over, and it was a weird situation. But however, the gentleman made it back to the shore, to where I was. And I was able to help him come in, and not come in, but, like come up to the shore and soaking wet. And I was like, all right, you made it. Do you have your wallet? Do you have your keys? You're not from here, are you? I've never seen you. What's up? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I'm Jessica, And it was, he was just happy. He was so thankful to be on shore, and he said that his life vest had saved his life, and was thanking the life vest for saving him, because the poor guy didn't have anything but a life vest on, and thank God he had it on. And thank God I noticed that there was something going on outside to run down there, and just to be there to support him as he came to shore, and to calm him down and let him know there was someone there. He wasn't alone. Okay, so the point of this story is we can't always save everyone. As an empath, as a person who is very compassionate, I've always wanted to go in and help everyone that needs help. And, I'll run straight into danger if I have to, especially for my son, for my loved ones, or for any child, or for anyone, really, anybody. But we have to take a step back, and after we evaluate the situation, we have to decide, is this worth me dying for? Or is this an experience that they can handle? And this might be a little controversial of a subject, actually. I'm just thinking that this might be a little more controversial than I was thinking, because it's like, do we allow someone I would not allow that man to drown. There were several things that I could have done to help him, other than just try to guide him over to the shore. I could have gone and thrown a rope to him and tied it around the inner tube and pulled him in. There's certain things I could have done. I could have called the cops. They wouldn't have gotten there in time. But, the fire department. I could have yelled for my neighbors to come. But, I saw he was a capable man. He had a life vest on. And so I just helped him and guided him over. I also got him a bucket and had a bucket, and we got the water out of his boat. It was totally waterlogged and all that good stuff. So, he got back in his boat and went right back to where he came from, over to his friend's house, and I never saw him on the lake again after that, unfortunately. But he was super nice, super appreciative, and, I was just glad I was there for him. But we need to pick our battles. We need to pick, just how far we go for people, and you have to understand that we all have experiences that we are meant to go through to learn lessons. And that was a learning experience for me, and I know it was a learning experience for him big time as well. But just having me there and supporting him and that was just comforting, I know, for this poor guy. But it's our job to help guide and direct and support our loved ones and people that are struggling, but it's not always our job to save everyone. Okay? Everyone is on their own journey, and it's important to understand that we don't always have to save everyone if they're willing and able and capable of saving themselves. Okay? So, like I said, that's a little bit controversial probably, but it's just something that I've observed and I experienced, and I thought I'd talk about that with you guys today. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards just to, let's see what we got going on here today. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope that you will like this video and share it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Yeah, what an interesting time. And not only did that happen, but the night before I had gotten some interesting signs. I had gone over to a friend's house with my son. Some friends of ours live down the road. And my son went to go play at their house and with their son, and I was over there hanging out with the parents. And when my son and I were on our way home, we had a bat that swooped in towards my windshield. We passed about 10 deer in the road on the way home. And then as we pulled into my driveway, a gigantic owl swooped down in front of the car. and landed in the tree beside the road. Woo! There goes the card. It was amazing, but from that night, it was the full moon. It was the night of the full moon. So that explains it probably. It's probably because it was a full moon. And maybe there was some full moon energy from where Mr. Willie fell out of his boat. That was his name. So we got the growth card, you guys. It's I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Now, what I'm trying to do right now is expand everyone's consciousness and make you aware, help you to be aware that we're not here to save everyone, and we're all here on our own journey, and we're learning lessons, and we're just here learning off of each other, and it's actually really interesting, just the dynamics, but taking a step back and allowing people to learn their lessons on their own, and to empower themselves, through struggles, because we're all going through struggles of some sort, and yes, we need support from people. We need a lot of support, and I'm here to support people. I know that there are people that are around to support me, but at the same time, we have to experience these struggles sometimes just to appreciate all the easier times in our lives, and to have an exchange of compassion for other people. And yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. Let's see. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Seeing both sides of the situation. Like someone needs help, so you go and you're there for them and you help them, but also you have to see that there's also lessons to be learned from this on both sides. The give and the take, the live and let live in a way. Like I said, if it had been a dire emergency, I would have acted different and I would have given more support than I did. But I did what I could, and I did not jump in the water because I knew that he would take me down with him. I don't know. I wouldn't have let the man drown, but I also couldn't go out there and swim out to him. And also, I was pretty sure he could probably touch the bottom of the lake if he didn't have that life vest on right there where he was. But I don't know. I'll never know because I'm not getting in that water. Shoot. We got snapping turtles and snakes and all sorts of stuff out there. Oh man, I'm trying to teach a lesson and to lecture you guys on something that just came across my path yesterday, and here I am cracking jokes. Okay, so controversial topics, right? Okay, here we go. Solar plexus and suffering in silence. All right. Well, yeah, we don't want, I wasn't going to let that guy suffer in silence. Okay, let's just put it that way. I wasn't going to let him suffer. And he was suffering. He could have been suffering. That was really scary. That poor guy was out there all by himself. And it was so early in the morning, there was no one out there else. So don't let anyone suffer in silence. Okay, trying to think here. It's not good for you to suffer in silence. Okay, if you need help with something, voice it. Let someone close to you know. Okay, I'm like I said, it's controversial about letting people, learn their own lessons and things like that. But if you find yourself in a situation where you need help, you ask for it, and someone will give you help. Okay, it's when we ask for it. That man did not ask me for help. He was trying to fix things on his own. He was trying to get in that boat by himself. And I knew he wasn't able to do it. He couldn't get back in that boat. And he also could not get the boat to steer right to the shore because it was going around in circles and he was just flailing all over the place. So yeah, if you're suffering in silence, don't do that. It's best to reach out for help when you need it. Okay. Definitely reach out for help when you need it. Yeah, that poor guy wasn't able to ask anybody for help, and he sure couldn't get to his phone. He told me his phone was in a waterproof case. So just a really bad situation. But it turned out to be okay. Like I said, it turned out to be fine. Okay, and one more card. Taking shelters. The answers are within. Okay. When you have a question, if someone needs your help, and if you're not sure what to do, and there's an emergency, and there's someone that is needing assistance, go, your gut's going to tell you exactly what to do. Your gut will always tell you, should I jump in and save the guy? Should I throw him a net or an inner tube? Should I call the 911? Or should I just remain calm, try to calm him down, and guide him to where he needs to be and take him to safety? It's all, you go within. Go with your gut. You're going to know exactly what to do. But yeah, we can't save everyone, but we can guide them to shore. Okay? And this message is really going out to my light worker friends and people who a lot of people will go to for advice, and like I've been talking about boundaries the past week. And we have to have boundaries. We have to set boundaries for ourselves and for everyone around us. And just think about, like, how far would you go to save somebody? And is it worth it? That's just a question I have. Yes, every life is precious, but we're also, we're all on these different journeys, and we're not going to don't ever let anyone get hurt. But also, understand you can't always save everyone in every single situation, but you can guide them to try to make the best decision for them that will put them on the right path and take them to victory, and help them achieve their goals of where they need to be. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this message. It was a little crazy. And yeah, I hope you guys will like the video and join me next time. So until then, the couple of cards that I use, they'll be in the description box below, and follow me on Instagram at Oracle of the South, and I will see you guys later. Bye.